basically. I mean, even like making appearances, doing the socialite kind of a thing. Because of so much of like marketing is just that. If you don't have a skill set, again, because people they don't have skill sets, they just have access, and that's where fucked up things happens. Is they just have access. So it's like, okay, well now my ability to make money is going to be based on my ability to charm all these other people into doing something, but they're also all trying to charm each other. So you basically end up, and this is where Robert Greene talks about the 40 laws of power. It's the core. Once you have a bunch of money, or even before you have a bunch of money, like there's just the court centers around the sources of value. The king, like, because even the king in a society might not be where the value is being produced, in which case the king doesn't have the power. The king becomes symbolic.
Yeah,
So
the king was subject to the Lannisters in Game of Thrones or something.
yeah, exactly, because they had all the money, and Peter Baelish, and then even in Genesis, when Joseph went into Egypt, Pharaoh basically made Joseph, like Joseph was higher than everyone but Pharaoh. It's symbol. But like Pharaoh was only symbolically higher than Joseph, but Joseph was actually in charge of everything. He put Joseph literally in charge of everything because he was like, this guy is more competent than me. He will make sure we all survive. And that's an example of when Egypt, Babylon, civilization works well. When civilization works well, the ruler uses discernment to find the competent person and put them in charge. And when civilization's working badly, the ruler uses their power to silence all dissent. And that's basically, where was I on? The 40 laws gathering around. So basically, though, that's why Robert Greene wrote Mastery, because he's like, mastery is the only way out of that system. Like, you have to train your children for mastery of some sort of skill, because unless you have mastery of some sort of skill, you're not going to be able to do anything other than network. And if all you're doing is networking, you're basically like, you're literally like at other people's mercy. It's really important. But like these rich people, like it's in Titanic. So like in Titanic, they want to make this woman Rose marry this guy Cal because his family is rich and they own like production and stuff. And her family's like old money, but her family, like, they're just losing their money because like they
more kids,
more kids. Yeah, and the kids didn't like know how to actually like get more shit. So now they're spending all their money to maintain the lifestyle they no longer no longer know how to produce. And that's a lot of wealthy people are in that state. A lot of wealthy people are in the state of like pumping appearances in order to basically like keep leveraging themselves on the hope that someone will come along that they can like eat, basically. And that's basically the despotism of France that the French Revolution killed. They just killed all those people. You literally just have to kill all of them.
Let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake. And they have to kill all of it because it's just... It's like, and they have all the weapons. And then they had all the weapons. And that was basically... I think the French Revolution, I love it, like in France, they actually like, they brought, like, when the farmers like were being taxed, they brought out a guillotine. I think the last person was guillotined in France in the 70s. The French love the guillotine.
I would cheer if I was them.
Oh yeah. The guillotine. So I think, yeah, so mastery. So you have to raise your children for mastery. That's really like the only way, is to raise them for mastery. And then if you raise them for mastery, they will be able to continue producing value in some area.
Some of the stuff that Ford was talking about means that Robert Greene's system of mastery isn't necessarily complete?
I'm saying he transcended Robert Greene's system of mastery insofar as he he just took it further. He just took it further. Like, you still need mastery to be Ford. Like, the dude knew how to build a fucking engine. Like, the dude knew how to, like the dude had, like, if you couldn't call Ford a master of industrial technology, then you can't call him anything. like he hung out with Edison. Like the dude had mastery. Like he fucking knew the technology, he knew the techniques. Like he actually did have mastery. But basically, Ford's book shows how once you have a seed of mastery, you can use the seed of mastery to generate profit, and then you can use the profit to create compounding interest in the form of increased efficiency. Because this is his real observation, is that business is merely an acceleration of all the things that people do that keep them alive anyway. That's it. Business is an acceleration of what people are already doing that keeps them alive. If it wasn't that, it wouldn't exist. And if it isn't that, it stops existing soon.
Oh, yeah.
So that's his observation. He's like, everyone is already doing business really badly. That was literally that was actually one of my first observations too, actually. That's funny enough. I wrote that down like a year and a half ago. I was like, what is my biggest business problem? And I'm like, I'm lending my money I'm lending my work to the US government in the form of dollars at a loss constantly. I am a shitty banker. Like, that's my first problem, is that I'm a terrible banker. Everyone's a banker in fiat currency world.